You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I am your host, Tim Lyons, joined in studio today, as always, my co-host, Randy, the mogul of mindset, Engston.
I was wondering if you were going to come up with one.
Yeah, I always do.
On the fly.
Got a special guest in studio today, Zachary Lucas from Promotion Vault.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. I don't get a handle, like
No.
like a stage name or nothing.
What's that? Remember Street Fighter? The guy with the
Blanca.
Yeah, there you go. Blanca. There you go.
Blanca.
Blanca's in the house. So I've known Zach for how long? I mean, in fact, I was introduced to you through DotFit.
Yeah.
At the time when we did like a DotFit install. I think you worked for them for a little while.
Yeah.
And Frank Nash, a mutual friend, you know, Rick, you know, a lot of the guys I know. So it was in your local. So it was actually really easy to, hey, Zach, hey, come on in and let's chat about it.
It was a long travel. It's about 11 minutes over from my office.
11 minutes over. So that's cool. What's interesting is, you know, in this area, there's a lot of fitness kind of professionals, different industry, but like different angles of the fitness industry, all in this local area. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's absolutely grown, and there's all types, from the boutique studio to the large gyms to the name brand gyms. I know 2 or 3 actual companies that haven't announced yet that are plotting here and plotting ground.
Yeah, it seems like this is getting more and more saturated. I saw a stat in Scottsdale, like it was like one of the most saturated markets in the United States. So might as well come on in, right? Even more saturated.
Was it like more gyms per capita than any other city in the nation or something like that?
I picked a great place to open a gym.
It's a great place for Rick to bring the franchise out, to start to maybe consolidate a little bit. Some of these guys.
Let's do it.
I would. They need some help, you know.
So Zach, you're here with your company Promotion Vault, and you got a kind of a unique spin on marketing, and we talk a lot of marketing in this on this podcast. I like what you guys do because it does a couple things, and I'll let you explain, but it one of the things is a big incentive to sign up members, and every gym owner, that's the number one thing you need. I need more clients, right? I need more clients. So tell us about the way your company works, and then we'll get a little into the weeds.
So backing up just a little bit, the CEO, Brian Mitchell, started Promotion Vault after he was a marketing and advertising agency. So he was in the marketing and advertising world for 20, 25 years, owned his own companies, was also with Gold's Gym. He, at one point in time, he owned all the URLs and the websites for Gold's. And
you told me that story. Repeat that story.
So Brian, Brian, I'm going to call you out a little bit. And so Brian and a partner of his, our VC and a great friend of ours, Pete Moore, these guys were super smart back in the day when the internet was just launching. They started to realize that big corporations like Gold's, they're always in the fitness side of things, and Gold's and Powerhouse and some of the other companies would want to go to the web. And so what they did is they went up and bought up all of the sites.
The domain names.
The domain names that they would want. And so what they did was they went back with this new word, the intranet, and people are like, what is that? And he's like, well, we'll give it back to you. All we want is the contract to be able to run your websites. So at one point in time, Brian and his team and his partners, you know, our Pete Moore, they ran like, I don't know, thousands of websites for the fitness industry.
Super cool.
And so that was their start into not only marketing and advertising, which they ran all those websites, but they also started diving into the tech world. And so as we all know, especially with marketing and advertising, fitness is years and years and years behind the tech industry. And so Promotion Vault was born out of, fast forward now into lots of different models out there, the high volume, low cost model. You still have your boutiques, you have your high level boutiques, and now we're starting to see, you know, your high value boutiques coming out, and your group personal training studios. And so what Brian started to recognize as a marketing and advertising gentleman was that everybody was just doing the same promotions. They were really following this Planet Fitness model, and not to call them out, but just to go to this 0 and free model, or dollar down, no enrollment, free month. And that spin was continuously getting bigger and bigger. So as an advertising agency, he would get a customer that would call him and said, hey, we want to do mailers. They were 8x5 last month. Can you make them 8x11 and just make the 0 bigger? And
really
so
split testing it.
and he's like, well, it's not any different. It's still 0. You're still not collecting any money up front. Your cost of acquisition is getting more and more, and you're not making any more money. So he ended up taking a year off. This is a little bit longer story for Promotion Vault, but he took a year off and he went away from the gym industry to get a fresh mind to see, how does Verizon acquire a customer? How does Geico go after a Progressive customer? What do they do? And what he found was their tactics in their marketing and advertising, just like we use Facebook and whatever. If you get hit, like I just got this yesterday because I changed insurance company. I just got hit today with a phone call and on Facebook with Geico actually asking me to do a quote. And if I did a quote, I'd get a $10 gift card to Amazon.
Okay.
So we're not the only ones using gift cards. We are the only ones in the fitness space that have a very specific, unique digital hoop, which we call Magic. But
just Magic.
But what we found was that the biggest companies in the world had already figured out that this gift card game. And so Promotion Vault started that way about 5-6 years ago, although the brand itself had been going before that. About 5 or 6 years ago, we recognized that we could offer gyms, studios, the fitness industry a solution on a few fronts. Number one, they get to partner with big brand names that people love, like, and trust, right? Like if you're using Amazon or Best Buy or Target, and I shop there every day, I trust them. I use them. I'm very familiar with those brands.
Right.
And then the second thing is also that that on my marketing and advertising piece as it comes in, a lot of the people don't actually activate the gift cards, which is a unique find in the industry. It wasn't originally thought of by us, but once we started to recognize it, we started to recognize that there's this magic hoop that happens when people have to activate a gift card. Like me, I have like 10 gift cards in my truck
from Christmas 2 years ago.
Constantly.
And I was going to give mine to my employees. I forgot to give them, and they're still in my truck.
Yeah.
And so
let's hold this for a second.
Yeah.
So what Promotion Vault is a fulfillment business for gift cards to be used as incentives to sell memberships.
Exactly.
There we go.
We are a platform that plugs into your data, whether it's MindBody, ABC, any platform, Club Ready. We usually work with the marketing and advertising company, like your company, because we do not do anybody's marketing and advertising. We are very clear we're not an advertising company. We are the platform that makes sure that the person that you want to give the card to, through your data, did the action that you wanted
to do, and
we deliver that experience of delivering that card.
Perfect.
That's who we are.
That's amazing, by the way. I got a chance to go down there into your office about couple months ago, and I learned all about it, and it's slick because, like you mentioned, you get to leverage these big brands like Amazon and Target. What are some of the other big brands?
Nike. Under Armour, Adidas, Sephora.
So big brands that people know, like, and trust, and we're going to give you this gift card as an incentive for you to take the action that we want you to take.
Right.
You're not discounting per se, although this is something we talked about just before. Some people combo the discount with the incentive, but in a nutshell, you get to leverage the brand to sell your own brand.
Absolutely.
Which is unknown sometimes. Beautiful.
I had 2 studios here. Nobody knew who my studios were. I spent about $3,000 on advertising trying to get people to know my brand. So had I known about Promotion about 5 or 6 years when I first launched my first studio, I would have utilized it all day long. I could have partnered with people, brands that they knew, and all I wanted them to see was come down, try a class, get a gift. And the value is nominal. It doesn't really matter about the value. It's just come down, get a gift.
Do you think larger quantity gift cards provide a better result? Like if I said, I'm going to give you $1,000 gift card to Amazon if you sign up for an annual membership paid in full.
You could, but by doing that, you're going to have 100% activate.
Correct.
And so it nullifies the hoop. The larger the card. So like we have a customer that just reached out, and it's a large chain. They want to run a survey, and they want to get specific information back. And they want to increase the percentages of the people that, number one, give them info, and number two, at the very end, it has a review.
Okay.
So they're going to do two things. If you do the survey, you're going to get a $5 card. If you leave a review, you're going to get a $5 card. And they're going to take your review and they're going to post the positive ones.
Of course they are.
And they're going to, so they're leveraging those big name brands.
Wheels are
going. I know. Yeah. I'm already over here thinking.
It's a great tool. So for the listeners, gym owners, okay, I know your wheels are turning because mine are. And I'm like, okay, how can I? Because we leveraged Peloton in a local campaign where we're going to give away a Peloton. We had nearly 900 leads.
Wow.
Sold several memberships. I don't know let's just say all in, I was into it for 10 grand. I mean, the Peloton bike's $2,250.
Yeah.
And whatever, the ad spend was, let's say it was 10 grand. I don't think it was that much. We ran it for 60 days and we destroyed it.
Yeah.
And the big takeaway here is that we leveraged Peloton, which is a known brand.
Yeah.
It also targets the people that want fitness.
Yep.
And and then we got everybody into a private Facebook group and it crushed. So it's the same principle, just on a little bit.
Identical.
Yeah.
It's literally incentivizing. And we talked a little bit about this, that the fitness industry has been taken down this discount road for about the last 10 years very quickly.
Yep.
And they feel as if and I know a lot of our studio and gym owners feel like the only thing they have to give is their dues, or their enrollment, or their personal training sessions, or they feel like that's all they have. The challenge with that mentality and not doing what you did and go in investing and say, okay, if I invest $2,500 to $4,000, maybe up to $10,000 on a promo, and I can get 900 leads, and I know my closing percent is 60 to 70%, and I know my average person pays me $300 a month, you can do a mathematical equation to say, what should my budget be on the incentive?
That's exactly, that's the principles that we teach throughout our coaching.
Yeah.
That is the strategies of understanding a successful marketing campaign.
Yeah, so all we did was take that exact promo, no different, and say, instead of doing one gift as far as a Peloton bike, why don't we let them choose what they want? Because everybody out there, they might be an Amazon person. Maybe they're a Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm remodeling my house, so I'm a Home Goods. Every time I walk into Home Depot, I feel like my wallet's jumping out of my pocket. I'm like, and then I hire guys to come help me. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you got it. It's just incentivizing.
So you mentioned earlier you hook up to MindBody, ABC. Like, okay, so here we go. It's seamless in the fact that. Let me ask you this question. If you run a promo, and let's say we're using MindBody. This is just for my own, like I'm being selfish right now. Let's find this out. Let's just say you sign up for an $89 trial, which is our Kickstart, and we give you a $50 gift card.
Yeah.
Or $225s or something like that. It knows based on you have to like input into your portal this person's contact information, and they're also already in MindBody, and then it syncs?
No. So all you do is go into MindBody and do whatever you normally do. We're synced in on the back end with MindBody.
Nice.
And MindBody only passes us the information that we need that says it's a successful pass. So let's pretend you wanted to run, do the $89. Is that a 6-week program?
It's a 14-day
trial. So I love the paid trials because it's skin in the game. I love it. So come down, do an $89 14-day trial. What's your closing percent on that?
82%.
So you already know that 82 are going to buy, so 8 out of 10. And what's your average member lifetime value on that?
Oh, 6,000-7,000. Yeah.
So for me, a $50 card is what I'm thinking. I would go, come down, do this on the completion of your 10 days or 14 days, you're going to get a $50 e-gift card.
Beautiful.
And then, so we will see most likely in your studio a little higher activation on that. You're going to, on a $50 card, you're going to see about 50% activate.
Which is still okay.
$25.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, compared to what people are doing already.
And now, once again, going back to your marketing, because I see a lot of your marketing on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I love it. So now you're doing the exact same thing. All it says is a gift card there now. You're using those big name brands in front of my face, the same message, the same promotion. So sometimes people think that Promotion Vault, they have extra stuff to do, marketing, advertising. They don't. It's the same thing you're doing. You're just taking the gift card. You might change the narrative a little bit and say, hey, come do this and get. And by the way, you're going to get this as well. But it's super simple marketing play.
It's a little bit of a unique selling proposition, right? Instead of just discounting something that the service that they're already trying to buy anyways, you're bringing in the large brands, the things that are familiar, and you're providing that additional incentive instead of just a reduction, which that's beautiful.
One of the most important things we probably should mention too is, just like you said, is that this also gives the sales narrative a change. And all of the trainers and all of the fitness industries and all of the clubs, they need to change their narrative. How do I pick up the phone and call the lead from last month? Is it going to be the same call? Hey, by the way, we're still doing that $89 for 14 days. You know, our Frank Nash is doing his special. I won't tell Frank's special that he's doing. It's really good. My program I did was 6 weeks for $79, 6-week trial for $79. So, you know, but
hey, this month we're offering this. Would you like to take advantage? And now you can go after past leads that didn't have that hook.
Because you have a new sales narrative.
Yeah, you've got something
now
else to say.
You got all 5,000 leads that you haven't closed or whatever. Let's bring them back in. You can run email campaigns straight from that. You can do messenger bot campaigns from that, text message through Scipio campaigns on that.
E-blast drip. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Along with that, so other than just new, because it is a way of incentivizing, I like the fact that it's currently integrating with MindBody and the client management software. There's other uses for it too, based upon getting clients to be doing the things you're trying to get them to do, right? So it's not just onboarding necessarily.
It's when they finish. When he said when they finish, that's when you get it.
Yep.
Now, one thing, and you've got an answer for this. Why wouldn't I, as a gym owner, just go buy 100 gift cards for $10?
We've had customers do that and actually call us back and say, why did I do that?
Well, so tell us why, the activation rate.
So it's the activation rate. Well, first and foremost, anytime you walk into a store and you buy gift cards, depending on what state you're in, you might actually even pay tax on top of the gift card. So if you go buy 100 gift cards, you're going to pay $1,000, right? And so you walk back into your store and you have 100 gift cards. Number one, 6 to 9% shrinkage on average. Or 9 of those, 9 to 10 of a month.
A month.
Yeah,
so
just like supplements.
Value.
Just like supplements. You know, 5 to 6% disappear, and 99% of that's usually our staff. So
you're saying people walk off with them?
They just disappear.
Yeah. Okay.
So anytime you have a hard card, you have an immediate lockdown issue, right? And let's just pretend somebody's really good at locking them down. They get 100%, and the member does the action, and you give them the card. You've prepaid that card, so it's all prepaid. In our world, this same scenario, nothing is purchased.
Got it.
100 people do your action. They complete the 14 days. All 100 gift cards go out or emailed out. Hey, thank you, Tim, for completing your 14-day $89 trial. Please push activate below to activate your gift to receive your reward.
Got it.
Only 50% of people do that.
And you only pay as a gym owner when?
On the activation.
So you just say 50%.
50%
so
right off the top.
So that promo example would be 50%. Now, on a $10 card, it's only 30% activation. $5 card, 20% will activate.
Okay.
So where we teach people, your sweet spot is really between the $5 and the $50 mark. 50 is a little high, but for studios, I understand why they use it. And then the 5 core actions that you want. I need more guests. I need more intro. I need more peep trials. I need more people to join. So that's an action. I need more people to try maybe my group or PT or other services inside the store. I want them to upgrade. So maybe I am doing the $89, but I want to go on. Maybe they're 4 times a month, and you want them to go unlimited. And then the really most efficient one in the studio model is referrals.
Got it.
70-80% of my clients came from inside that house.
Yes.
So if you build a badass referral program that they like and they support, they will go to war trying to get the incentive, right? The reward, whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wins all around. I like it. It's a very, very unique way to do it. It's I'm not going to say it's new, but the way it's delivered is really new, and the fact that it integrates, it's seamless. I think it's a no-brainer. I think we're going to do it here.
That'd be awesome. We'd love to do it.
Makes a lot of sense. I can even see it working in tandem with the rewards program internally. You know what I mean? So you can incentivize somebody based on the actions that they take. Let's say they upgrade to a different level of service, or they the Ascension model, right? There's different things that we can bake in because the client software is already there. So maybe different as somebody ascends up those levels of service, there's incentive for them to do so as well.
So let me throw this out here for your studios, just because I know that this is specifically for your clients. When people start, we really only offer them 3 options. Number 1 would be an intro class, the thing that we just talked about, a join or a referral. The reason why is we want to make sure that our teams are working well to drive the 3 biggest actions. Okay. But other actions that we've seen is retention. Train 12 times in a month, get a $10, $20 card, whatever it is.
Can that trigger automatically based on data in MindBody?
In MindBody, that can't as of right now. Okay. ABC and some other ones it can. Okay. MindBody isn't. It actually doesn't demonstrate that, but it's very easy to set up tickers to do that, and we can make sure that works. But once again, for your listeners, we wouldn't do that at the beginning, even though a lot of customers call us to do that. The reason why is the tour, join, and referral are the easiest plays to run. Yeah. So we want to run the easiest plays with you. Yeah.
Before you get too intricate.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, most gym owners right now would love more leads.
Yeah.
If they got 20% more leads and they stayed the same exact closer, what we teach people is 100. If you get 100 guests in a month and you got 120, right? Yep. And you got 20 extra people, but you close 80%. You're closing 16 more people. Let's just round out 15 more people. And you only gave a $10 gift card. You're going to spend about $800 on gift cards, and your 16 members or 15 members are worth for you at $6,000 a lot.
Yeah.
Gift cards, the program for Promotion Vault does not cost very much. The average studio spends $500-$600 with us.
Got it.
That's it.
Got it.
Yeah, per location. That's it.
Sweet.
I like it because it's mathematically sound. It's not just hey, here's a great new idea.
Yeah.
It backs itself up, right? The clubs are already giving away money essentially by passing on dues.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so just by transitioning that to the incentive and then knowing that your breakdown on activation is there, it's already mathematically moving in the right direction.
Yes. Yeah.
And give them what they want.
And then, exactly. And then you have a consumer who's even more elated because now not only are they getting training, but they're getting the new pair of shoes to go wear to the gym.
Or the Nikes.
Yeah, those Lululemon.
You got Lululemon in there?
I don't know, but
Lululemon we're working on. They actually don't have e-gift cards. They don't offer them to the world. They have them, but they don't offer them to the world yet. So as soon as they're live, we're live. So we get new ones every month. So we launched Jamba Juice this month. We launched Under Armour launched this month. So we're after 2 to 3, 4 new cards every month.
Cool.
Nice.
Do you work in other industries too, or just fitness?
We are. So right now we have 2,500 locations in the fitness space.
Got it.
We've started. We really were in the big box space until I kind of and with Brian, we created a studio model space that we really realized that that this gift card is really needed in that place. It's very difficult in the studio place, but it is there. And then we're now moving into new verticals. I mean, last week, Pinnacle Nissan, they ran come take a test drive, get a $50 card.
Sweet.
And our motto, you guys, and if you think about this, is on your promotions, whatever they are, you should have no small print. So when we were looking at Nissans, take a test drive, get a $50 card, there was no small print. The 3 of us could go down, and they might qualify you. Hey, are you over the age of 18? Yeah. First name, last name, email, and they probably have a delivery system of that card. Yeah. But any vertical, anybody that wants the action for them to do something, it's really just incentivizing with gift card.
I can just see his. He needs a whiteboard right now.
I know.
Is there a whiteboard close?
Well, once he does that, we're going to bring him back for biz development meetings.
There you go.
For the vertical.
It would be all over the place.
Because that's what we do. So let me ask you this. So ask me some hard questions, because it does make sense and super simple, but say things like, hey, when does this not work? When do gift cards not work?
When do these things just not work?
You know what, Tim? That's a great question. When your marketing is not on point.
Got it.
You could give, and I tell people, you could put a Ferrari. I walked in this beautiful, I always love coming here because your business is beautiful. But if you put a Ferrari in the lobby and don't tell anybody why it's there, nobody will know what action to take.
Right.
So you either hopefully they're doing it on their own and they are being coached, or they are hiring you,
yes,
you
to do it for them, because Tim and his team know how the drips, the e-blast, the social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, they know how to put the cards. I provide the card fans, so they know how to do all that. So that's when gift cards don't work. We tell people, we shop your club. So just to let you know, every promotion that goes down, we have a shopper. His name is Zachary Lucas. He is my 17-year-old son.
Now it makes sense. There you go.
And he calls and he says, hey, tell me about your promotions this month. And, we called a company here. We won't say their name, but we called a company here, and not one person told him to come down and get a gift card. For a 5-day pass, they were giving a $10 gift card. And so that's challenging because your front desk, the people answering the phone, well, guess what? That's one part of your marketing. I mean, you're helping you're helping the phone ring with what you do for them.
It's a big challenge.
It's huge.
So you said with the higher nomination of gift cards, the higher, as far as activation goes, but I almost feel like in our model, you almost have to deliver a heavy card, like a $100 card, maybe break it up into 250s.
Not all the
what
time.
Does that do? Like if give me an example for an $89 trial, what amount of money on the gift card?
So I'll give you guys an example. So like Club Pilates will run a $10 trial intro class. And every time she does it, she gets about a 25% increase in more people trying her business.
Okay.
They're a 50% closer.
Okay.
So if I get 10 more people and she gets 10 more people in my door because she ran that campaign, and I can close 5 at $200.
Sure, that's worth it. But what's the gift card value that she's giving?
$10.
So $10
for an intro class.
So you pay $10 for an intro class, and you get a $10 gift card out of it.
No, she charges nothing for the intro class.
Oh, so she does a net zero. Okay, so she's negative.
It's baked into cost per acquisition, but it's still because of that magic.
Here's an idea. What if you did? Okay, we're just brainstorming. I love these. What if we did for us? Let's just say it's an $89 trial. We're going to give you an $89 gift card when you complete it. So we're taking the $89 from them.
Yeah.
You give them the $89 gift card after they complete it, so it's free. So you can market it as free.
Sounds like a conversation we just had.
And only 50% activate. Oh, well, you're going to get 60-70% activate. But
even then, it's still 30%.
So we've made money on the front end.
Yeah. Well, and what you're really after is a long-term member.
Yeah, we don't care about the front end.
No.
So
you
can market it as free.
You can. Well, yes. 2 programs that we see work very, very well is Gold's Gym runs a $50 enrollment. And they were giving it away everywhere. All 160 clubs were waiving it. And so they went for a month and they said, we're not going to waive the $50. What you're going to do is we're going to give a $50 card. And the narrative is going to change. And it's going to say, hey, we take care of your first month, your enrollment, by giving you something that we know you really like to spend, which is Amazon gift card, right? Or Best Buy or Target.
And only 60% of activate.
And they collected in 9 days, because it was a closeout, they collected over close to 4,000 new members. So 5 times 50,
160.
Yeah, times $50. So they generated that much money. I think it's $180 to $1,000, and the gift cards activated at 40%, and so they ended up paying us, I think, 50,000, but they were a net $100,000 9 days of profit, and it's the same promo. So the trick is exactly what you said. I'm glad you thought of it. You think like that, because customers sometimes don't realize that the narrative can be exactly the same. I'm going to waive your $50 and take it away, versus I'm going to charge you $50. Really like you to have skin in the game, but I'm going to give you a gift card, and we're going to wipe these 2 out with that, right? Similar narrative, easy to teach, easy sales.
Let's talk about the mindset, right? Skin in the game.
Yeah.
Promotion, free weeks, free 2 weeks, things like that. We know that your average consumer coming in on something for free has less desire, fulfillment, accountability. But by charging them up front, you've got that skin in the game, and you can still give it back full hand.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's the retention on your members versus, the $9 member on the corner? I mean,
well, I think the $9 member will stay on forever just because it's $9. Yeah. But I think that mid-range $50, $60 client, those people are $99. Our lowest retention's on $149 client.
Wow.
It's just the nature of, and we talked about this in a couple episodes back, but we did a survey. Well, we looked at our data and we said, who are our clients? How long do they stay? What's the price points that they stay? How old are they? All this stuff. And we found that the clients that pay $149 or less stay about 9.8 months, and the ones that pay $399 or more stay 36 months.
Wow. No brainer.
No brainer. So let's go after the top dollar.
Yeah.
So if I ran a promo, like I'm happy to do a $3.99 gift card for somebody that buys in $3.99 for a year.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cost per acquisition. It's
that
ROI.
person's staying 36 months. That's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I think. Whatever. Like I'd rather really incentivize. Like here's a Peloton bike, it's $2,000. Like,
yeah.
Like would you want it?
And that's
Absolutely.
Exactly the benefit of this situation, just because of that baked-in fulfillment, right? Those that activate. If you took the same dollar and cents for the Peloton, and let's say you did 10,000 there, and now you moved it to the same type of situation, but with an incentive.
Yes.
You're automatically baking in profitability
Savings because of the limited activators.
Exactly.
And think about having the same budget on your Peloton promotion, but only one person got the Peloton versus everybody got a gift card.
Yep.
Everybody wins, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Where do we sign?
Brian, send over this live.
Oh, it just came in. It just came in on the fax machine. He's old school, right?
And I want you guys to play with it. I mean, as marketing guys and company that actually has lots and lots of clients underneath you, you know, we'd love to see the studio model and the marketing play with it. We know that the lower the cost of the gift card, the 10, the 20, the 25, they have the lower activation, but you'd be surprised what level of interaction with the consumer you can get for just a $10 or a $20 or a $30.
We'll split test it. We'll run some 25s and some 50s and 100s. Can you do that on your system?
You can run whatever you want. You just have to remember, closer to 100, you're going to get it 70, 80% activation.
Okay.
So, and that's not bad if you understand that. Promotion Vault always tells our customers when we sign them up, choose the value that you would be happy with if 100% of people took your gift card.
That's exactly how I looked at the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, like worst case scenario, it's still the same thing you're doing now.
And anything less.
It's just exactly.
And let's pretend anything less came in at 100. Like we said, 70% come in. You still win over giving 100% of people $100 off.
Like going down and buying those gift cards in person, and then you've already out the money.
You're still up 30%.
All right. Well, we'll talk offline after this, and we'll get this thing set up.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Then we'll create some campaigns. We'll test them here, and then we'll roll them out to all of our clients.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Win-win. All right. What else, man? Who's your team this year? Football.
My team.
Are you
college?
I like college, man.
I'm college.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
college
always
too.
the same team,
Which is?
the Oregon Ducks.
Oh yeah, you're an Oregon Ducks guy.
We went to a couple of Oregon games. We were
And we won,
We were
right?
massively they were playing ASU at the time. They probably demolished them, unfortunately.
Not last
but
year. I
we
got my
were
butt kicked.
Yeah.
No, a couple years ago, that thing went down to like overtime, and Oregon won, like whatever. But we went to that other game, and they crushed.
We
Arizona
were
State.
so impressed by the speed to play, right?
Yeah.
I think Chip Kelly was back in there. It was back in those days.
It's going to be interesting. They got rated the number 5 recruiting class this year, which is top. Our quarterback's our coach is a local guy, which we love. But I think he's going to start moving away from that rush offense. I think he's going to move away and try to start playing, because you can't, it works on the West Coast. I just don't know it works when they get to the next level and they meet the big guys that run just as fast.
Yes, it changes, man.
It changes.
Well, I mean, we've seen it happen, right? Some of those big defenses that they play that can slow down that speed to snap.
And
we
then
timed
you're
them.
just
We were
playing.
so impressed during that game. We were sitting there with our phones.
It was like 10
It was
seconds.
like 8. I think the longest we saw was like 11.
11
from like the whole duration.
It's one every 11 seconds. So there's an article from the NFL when Chip Kelly went to Philadelphia Eagles, and he was having a lot of hard time getting the NFL players on board. And I think it was Jackson who wrote a comment. He said, "Look, I'm in the NFL. My whole goal is to stay in the NFL.
Yeah.
I cannot run." In my 30s, I'm in my late 20s, early 30s, a play every 11 seconds like I'm a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Well, and
it
the
literally
size-
triples my play time, triples how many times I get hit by these gentlemen that are
Interesting.
400 pounds. So it wasn't his coaching that he wasn't a great coach. It's just that
Wasn't the buy-in from the
it wasn't the
players.
buy-in. And if he has he has to have a team. He has to have a young team. He's got to go recruit.
That's never thought of that, and now it makes total sense. Yeah, I'm trying to stay in the NFL. The more plays, the more chance to get hurt.
You and I are just trying to stay in the gym for a couple extra sets.
Dude.
That's why you see me moving so slow in there. You're like, is Zach even working out
Is
today?
it even doing anything?
No, I
Got
am
it.
done.
Awesome.
Who's your team?
Well, obviously I played for Louisiana Monroe, but they're not that good. I'm a hometown guy, like Arizona State. If I'm gonna follow anybody,
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go to that game.
let's go.
It's gonna be good. Arizona State was great last year. They had a good year.
Yeah, I went to a couple games last year. It's pretty cool. It's so crazy, especially in the beginning of the season when it's like still 107 out there. It crushes those other teams. They beat Michigan State at home because of the heat. Because of the heat. It was only 10-0, but like both teams were struggling.
Yeah.
They just can't compete in the early season. So it's at Arizona State's best interest to have home games early if they can schedule them. Because we train in the heat or whatever, they train in the heat out here, so it's
nobody understands our heat.
No. Oh, but it's dry.
It's
so
dry.
It's
dry. Not recently.
Come on out. Yeah, with this monsoon.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. I love it. I love the concept. It's just a different hook, and for the gym owners, the marketers out there listening, like this is an opportunity to just change the narrative. The narrative, what you said, the hook. What's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you?
So best way is email me, zlucas@promotionvault.com. And I have a director of new business acquisition. I think you met Nicole. She's 25-year veteran. She does all of our onboarding. Yes. I usually help with the consulting on it because we get a lot of questions, kind of like, can we do this? Can we do that? And we have an approach that we'd really like to build a relationship with, especially with your customers as you're the marketing team. Mm-hmm. We want to work with you to make sure that you understand how the promos work and the activation rates, and then the marketing piece, because it has to go out. The marketing has to be done. Yeah. So we onboard people, and that's the easiest way. Just see Lucas at promotionvault.com.
Sweet.
I'll put it in the show notes.
It'll be in the show notes, guys. If you're listening to us on iTunes, you'll be in the show notes. I think it's also on all the other platforms.
All the platforms. Yep.
Also on YouTube, you can check us out there. Built to Grow podcast. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. It was awesome. I think it's going to open the eyes and the brains of so many out there, and I think it's just a great idea, at least to test. Like let's be honest, you got to test everything.
Yeah, just another tool in your tool belt. I mean, more tools. I mean, like I told you, I was remodeling my house, and when I first started, it would double the time it took me to do a job because I didn't have the tool in my belt. I had to walk downstairs, go back in the garage. So it even if it's something they want to try, it's another tool in your tool belt.
Beautiful. Well, check out Promotion Vault. We'll put the email address in the show notes, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, Randy.
Appreciate
Until next time,
it.
guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you.
Absolutely.
Bye.